good morning.
Good morning.
And most people know you, but will you introduce yourself anyway?
Sure. I'm Mallek. I live in Earlysville on a farm, and I grew up here and represent the Whitehall District.
Wonderful. Well, we are very excited that you're driving Climate Solutions with us today. What's your plan for the vehicle?
Well, it's a rainy day, so I always save errands around town for a rainy day when I can't work outside on the farm as comfortably. It's pretty funny to see me driving my tractor with an umbrella over me. People laugh their faces off when they see that happen. But I'm going to do that later on this afternoon when hopefully it's not raining so hard. So I have a trip to the feed store and the grocery store and maybe to get a new telephone. So I'm going to be doing a lot of around town slow speed driving. And then when I go home, it's a country road. So I will not be doing any drag racing in the car at all. We'll see how it handles. I look forward to it.
All right, Anne, we're back with you the next day. Tell us a little bit about your ride.
And the sun is almost shining, which is really terrific. I was wondering how the very first drive in this wonderful vehicle would be in the pouring rain, and it did beautifully well.
Great.
I was able to manage all the new technology after my instructions without too much trepidation. Everything seemed to be very easy to use, and the way the car sits down on the road was something that I really appreciated, because there's no wiggle wobble, no feeling of, if you steer abruptly, if you had to, that you'd get flipped off the road, as so many high-sprung cars, they do themselves, I think, more accidents than the ones that sit down, grab the road. I would love to have solar panels on the roof someday, and those kinds of things. I've seen some cars with solar panels on the roof to offset even more. And we have a photovoltaic array in our backyard. And so right now we're not producing more than we use in the house, but it's still a tremendous offset, about 50% of our
Great.
electrical needs. But the possible connections of a car to the house and being able to either depot extra PV production into the car battery or something like that, and when during the sunshine if it were home, is a really complicated but fun idea.
Right.
And I think it's just one example of how there's so many new technological things that we need to work on.
So, Anne, tell us, you've been working to protect the community and the environment for a really long time. What particular about 2020 excites you and it gives you hope?
We have had almost a perfect storm of good things that happened in 2019. We had a tremendous community outreach. A lot of young people, my children who were 38 and 44, their generation, but also their children's generation, saying, hey, you grandmas, you've really blown it here. We need to do better. In sort of a nice way most of the time. But it really helped, I think, to change the conversation. What we need to find is things that people can wrap their brains around to do themselves right now. Yep. Sometimes it's like the elephant, how am I going to handle this animal that weighs 5 tons?
Right.
You have to get a bucket and lead it. So it's finding those things that are doable step by step, breaking it down, as good teachers are able to break things down to children who can get it in chunks. We need to attack this in chunks. And I think our business community is starting to do their chunks, and government's starting to do their chunks, and schools are starting to do, the children are starting to carry these things. So I'm very optimistic from that way. And I'm very optimistic that the county government has prioritized investments.
To end, what is your next climate action, I guess? What's one thing that or one piece of advice for the audience?
Well, I think one really important sort of global topic for climate action is the solid waste diversion. And that's something each of us can do in the things we purchase and the things we then reduce, having to throw things away. It's going to save us money. Lickety split, it's going to save us money, even every day in our budgets if we're careful about how we do things. In addition to the milk tasting really much better in glass, believe me, it does. The fact that I don't have to haul at least a gallon plastic bottle to the dump every day from all of us. We drink that much milk every day. So it really does help in all of our aspects and benefits all the environment. So
Great. Well, thanks so much for taking this opportunity.
Well, I really I learned so much. I really appreciate having that chance.
Excellent. Thanks, Anne.
You're welcome.